Just roll it, cause it's actually good. Is it rolling?
It's been rolling.
Okay.
Yeah, don't put that in there. This stuff. This AIR Plain James, and I'm fucking with Khrissy Beef at NinaDeuce.com. You know what it is.
Everything do impress me. Take it to the room, sex me. Bring a friend too, she let's be. I'ma fuck too if you let me.
Get familiar with Airplane James. What's up?
What's the deal?
How are you?
I'm good.
I just want to start by saying you look great.
Thank you.
Your skin is glowing.
Appreciate you.
Your mustache looks moisturized.
All that.
You got legs out.
Totally glow up. You feel me? I'm in that glow
have
stage.
like you completely look different than last year.
Yeah, man. I was doing some bullshit last year. I had to get my health in order. I had a video shoot. In November, I had tweaked my knee, something that, you know, somebody normal, healthy would be able to get over, but that shit really sidelined me for like a month. I couldn't walk on my knee for a month. I went to the doctor, they really just told me, like, bro, you too big for your height. And I was just like, I took that serious, like, I gotta get this shit off of me. So I've lost
the weight?
65 pounds.
You lost 65 pounds.
Yeah.
We're clapping up to that. That's great. 65 pounds?
Yes.
You didn't even look 65 plus pounds heavy the last time I saw you.
You had to see a picture. Like, you had to see a side by side.
We're going to insert a side. We're going to do a side by side.
Yeah, it was a little crazy.
We're going to insert a side by side.
Yeah.
Because, wow, like, that's big.
Yeah.
That's big. Well, congratulations on that. I'm sure internally you feel much better.
Yes.
But it also comes with diet.
Yes. I took out red meat. I don't really fuck with dairy.
Mm-hmm.
I just really do chicken, turkey,
lean meat,
fish, brown rice. I don't really stay away from like starchy foods and shit like that.
Good. What about your junk? Do you like junk food?
I don't really fuck with no junk.
But you be drinking that alcohol though.
I really don't either though. You feel me? I'm probably like the only rapper that don't smoke weed or drink like that.
So that's not like a studio vice.
Hell no.
You know how some people gotta get faded, super drunk.
I really hate that shit in my sessions. Like, for some reason, like, when people smoke, for some reason that shit fuck with my vocals. Like, it really fucks with I can't rap no more. Like, it really takes my voice away. It makes my throat hurt. So, if y'all smoking in my session, I'm gonna tell y'all to get the fuck out.
I like that actually. I don't think that we should we need to just kind of stop doing that.
Yeah, like
looking high as fuck and sounding high.
Right.
And all that whole, it's a sound
people.
too. No, I don't either. But if we can kind of wean off of it too, it's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
How about we take some H2O in the studio?
Right.
How about we get some Voss water,
right now,
some alkaline water, throw some lemon in there.
Yeah.
You know, that'll really get you going.
I don't be having like the rapper sessions, you feel me? It's just me, my producer, and the music. Like, there's no alcohol, there's no weed. Just me. We just creating.
Okay, before we get too far into our discussion, I just want to ask you a couple icebreaker questions. Okay. I'm gonna keep it music related. If you had to bring back one deceased rapper, who would it be? And why?
One deceased rapper?
You can bring back one.
Damn, just one?
Just one.
It's been a lot of but you already know who I'm gonna bring back. I'll bring back Nipsey.
Nipsey, yeah.
Oh God, because he was just gonna hit his stride. Like, he was already, you know what I'm saying, Grammy nominated and shit like that. But just to see like some of the records that's leaking and shit like that, just know he had so many things in the works. But like he had a record with Cardi. Like, I just would like to see where that was going.
Everything would have unfolded for him.
Yeah,
for sure.
It was just hitting his stride. So yeah, it was unfortunate.
I agree. He was just finally, everything that he was working on was just now starting to unfold.
Yeah.
I mean, how you get Grammy nominated, you weren't able to see that pan out. It's a lot of community, it's a lot of stuff too behind closed doors, like community based, that were also unfolding, like a lot of projects.
Yeah. Is that shit still unreal to you sometimes though? Like,
it's very unreal. I think about it every single day.
Yeah, like, you know, like I'll see, I'm like, damn, did that really happen? Like, you feel
and you have to really think about too, which I think a lot of people probably really don't fathom, is that you have his brother and you have Adam and you have Lauren, who really have to still keep everything together. There's a lot of stuff that's probably still not necessarily, like all the pieces of the glue are still not together, if that makes sense. And Lauren has to still probably keep all that together. It's a lot of stuff that maybe like property wise that they fighting over.
Right.
And even the Marathon store, that's been sitting since he passed.
Yeah.
You know, it's gated. I'm like, are we opening that back up? Is it closed permanently?
Yeah. I don't even know Sam personally, but just from what I've seen, like, I for sure know he's going to keep that flag. You know what I'm saying? He's going to keep the torch lit.
Oh,
so whatever, why it's sitting or whatever the case, I know that it's in good hands.
He's fighting for whatever is going on, he's fighting for it. Believe that. His father, to his family's fighting for to keep his legacy going. But I'm glad we have Nipsey Hussle Square. As somebody that grew up in the area, watching him firsthand sell it, like his whole story. I mean, I've seen it with my own eyes, selling the t-shirts, opening up slots and tees, buying $60 hoodies. You know,
I had one of his first CDs. My cousin, rest in peace, was from the same neighborhood he was from. And he gave me one of his first CDs. I was in, I think I was in middle school. And I heard the first song I heard from Nipsey was Burner on My Lap.
Yeah.
You feel me? And I was already a fan, you know what I'm saying? And I was still excited I could just go down there and see him, like, you know what I'm saying? Actually touch him. That's what I think a lot of people gravitated toward Nipsey, you know? He could be bigger than life, but he's still attainable. You could reach out and touch him.
He's very attainable.
Yeah.
He was always at a store. You can always see him. If you go at a certain time in the morning, he was always there. You
ever had a moment, like you ever met him?
Yeah.
I never really like formally
met
him, but I did have I see him, like I was driving down, he was
so Nipsey did not go to Crenshaw. Like I went there all 4 years, like during the school year. He was there usually during the summer. So I'll see him during the summer. Of course, I will always see him in the neighborhood. He lived literally like 5 minutes from me on the other side of Crenshaw, or he grew up on the other side of Crenshaw. But always around the corner, you will always see him, like you said, you would see him on Crenshaw and Sloss, and you would see him slanging their tees or whatever. And then when they opened up Sloss and Tees, he was there every day.
Yeah.
You know,
I seen him at what's that spot, like the donut spot? Or no, Hungry Harold's.
Hungry Harold's and Sloss and Donuts.
Yeah, yeah. I seen him like
two landmarks. Two real good landmarks in that hood. Between Sloss and Donuts, Hungry Harold, Simply Wholesome is another one. He has his own drink at Simply Wholesome now.
For real?
Yeah, so it's a drink that he used to always get.
What is it?
It's called a Behold. It's actually my favorite drink.
I just started getting into drinks and shit like that.
His drink was, so Behold is peanut butter, banana, and protein. So it's peanut butter, banana, protein. So I think what the difference was that he used to get chocolate milk.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like chocolate milk. I want to say it was chocolate milk. So it's the chocolate milk, the peanut butter, and the banana. And then I think the milk was non-dairy. So it would tell you like Nipsey's drink, but that's the drink that he used to always order at Simply Wholesome. So if I'm a little off, don't quote me, but I want to say that's it. So it was non-dairy milk, and then it was chocolate, and then it was still the same recipe with the peanut butter and the banana. That's Nipsey's drink at Simply Wholesome.
To try it.
Yeah, go ahead and try it. It's really, really good. And it fills you up too. And
I just got into like drinking drinks like that. That's like the most unhealthiest, like all I drink is soda. So that should be like an adventure trying shit. It'd be fire. Like I'm like,
no, straight fire. Yeah.
You heard of LA Pressed?
Pressed, yes.
Yeah.
They have the green juices. Like I just found out they deliver too, so I'm gonna get on them.
I said that shit this morning.
Good.
Knock my wig back.
No, I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it for sure. Are they black owned?
I don't know.
It's okay if they're not though. I mean, we want to support, you know.
Yeah, I don't know.
We don't get mad. We support everybody, but if you know, black owned is a little, you know, puts a little bit more on it. But yeah, okay, I'm gonna get on Pressed. You try that Behold at Simply. You might need to go there after this, since you already kind of in the vicinity.
I ain't gonna lie, I ate all I need today. I had some triple fish.
That's great. Okay, that's cool. Okay, so my next question, I'm gonna just ask you one more. If you had to be stuck with one producer, like your whole entire music career, just one sound, not even say one sound, because producers have like, I guess a stand out or a signature sound, like you know a Battle Cap beat, you know a Pharrell beat. Mm-hmm. So if you had to get stuck with one producer to produce that, who's gonna produce your project for the rest of your career, who would that be?
That's easy. Sounds like easy.
That's the rest of your career.
The rest of my career.
Okay.
That's easy. That's my producer right now.
So you're just gonna be stuck with your producer. So you're 100% genuinely happy with the direction of your music, the direction of your sound. That's great to know.
I mean, because I work with other producers and shit, but it all come back to him.
That's dope. Actually, that you're at that space and that point where you're happy with the way your music is going. And to say you could be stuck with your producer now is actually speaks volumes.
That's all I ever wanted. Prior to him, I was just surfing, and projects were never precise. You know what I'm saying? Never together. So when I found him, it's just like he puts everything together. That's all I want, like concise projects. I feel like working with a million producers, everybody got different sounds, so it's kind of like
you're all over the place.
Yeah.
So how did you get affiliated with Diamond Lane?
I've always been around him. It's kind of like family. I was just trying to do my kind of like. Well, honestly, they wasn't really fucking with me at first. They just looked at me as like a little homie, you feel me? Like, yeah, he do music, but he don't take that shit serious, like, you feel me? This was during the time Problem was like on a crazy run,
Mm-hmm.
And I tried to pitch my shit. It just wasn't working, so I ended up trying to do my own shit. And then, so I'm from the east side, like the 80s, Manchester, Broadway area.
Okay.
So one of my big homies is the brother of the CEO of the company.
Right.
So he always knew I did music, right? He's in the thick of that, but he never once just took my shit and was just like, here. Mm-hmm. So he finally did that, and that's how I got acquainted. And that shit still didn't crack off for me. The music wasn't resonating with him. Like he was like, I got problem, I got bad luck. Like, what are you bringing?
Right.
Like, I don't want another bad luck. I don't want another problem, Yeah. So what do you have to offer that's going to be different, from them two? And at that time, the music that I was doing was just like, talking about my section, talking about the area. It's like, cool, but we don't, you know what I'm saying? What we going to do with that? So I just started to dig deep and just explore, other shit that I maybe experiment. And I brought them a record called Righteous. And that's on my upcoming album. I was like, 4 years ago? I brought them Righteous, and from that day forward, it's like you feel me? Like, yes.
They were rolling.
Yeah, they were rolling.
Yeah.
You feel me? It still took some more time to get groomed and shit like that, but from that moment on, I had his eye. Then hanging out with Problem every single day, that's like being in a lion cage, you know what I'm saying? The way he works and shit like that, and trying to keep up with that. Yeah, you feel me? So it really was kind of like Problem who kind of really brought me aboard ship, seeing my work ethic, okay, this guy's not going home. If I'm here to 6 a.m., he's here to 6 a.m.
Yeah.
Because the CEO always told me, he was like, what did he say? His stuff with me. Something like, you feel me? As long as you show up, the opportunity's gonna present itself.
Right, that's true.
He always kind of he has these fucking crazy ass things he compared to. We could compare it to shit in the streets. He if you at a dope spot, but he ends up bringing his fucking point home. He's if you at a dope spot, yeah, man, if you leaving all the time and shit, you ain't gonna make no money.
Right.
So,
right.
He's opportunity that might not come today, might not come tomorrow, but as long as you in there, and for sure, that's how it kind of came. I was just in there every day. Probably wouldn't even look my way, but I knew that he was looking okay, this young nigga right here, he's gonna be something special.
So who's all affiliated with Okay, so we know obviously Bad Luck, No Problem, you. Is there anybody else on Diamond Lane?
Kasha, you probably wouldn't even.
Oh, I'm sorry, I don't know who that is.
She did a couple joints with, you know what? This is funny.
Is she, okay, did she
you
do
ever
a
heard
song
the
back in the day?
Young Bird?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Yeah.
I was gonna say the song with Young Bird. That's exactly what I was about to say.
But shit, honestly, we the 3 powerhouses. Me, Bad Luck, Problem. That's pretty much really making the voice.
Right.
Yeah.
That's dope. That's really, really dope to be able to see, so that was 4 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now on Diamond Lane, you, Luck, Problem.
Mm-hmm.
So what has happened? What do you think what has changed from 4 years ago to now as far as music-wise? So you said that you were studying, you were up on your Problem.
Music-wise?
Mm-hmm.
Shit. I think the music is, I've obviously gotten better, but I think more so now I trust myself. I trust what I'm doing, and to be able to step out of kind of their shadows per se. And I think 4 years ago, I don't know how to say, but basically thinking that Diamond Lane was gonna save me, or you know what I'm saying, or like make everything okay, when it's just like, no, you have to make shit okay yourself. So in year 4, it's like I realized, not to brand myself, if I want to, you know, carry this flag, then I need to brand Airplane James and make sure Airplane James has a home. And once you find out, oh, it's from Diamond Lane too, like, you know what I'm saying, that's fire as well, you know. But I think that year 4, like, I trust myself, not letting certain songs sit on the back burner. And it's like going forward with what I want to do.
That's a good thing. Trusting your intuition.
Yeah, I definitely didn't, like, you know, trust even my own ear back in the day. Like, if somebody said, yo, we're gonna go with that one, I would say, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Now, you know, I'm the one who picked my album. I pretty much picked it, you know. Everybody kind of had input, but I was the one, like, you know, because it's some records that I left off the album that they were fighting for. I'm just like, no, like, this is what I want to do. So
good, and they supported that.
Yeah, for sure. But back in the day, I wouldn't probably put up that fight. I was like, whatever y'all, shoot, y'all got it. Y'all did way more than me. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I would have been before. But now that I've taken that, you know, I've taken the driver's seat. Now everybody on the label, even Problem Machine's like, we in the car with you. Shit, you tell us where we going.
Yeah.
So yeah.
That's dope. Yeah. How do you separate yourself from other LA artists, like sound-wise?
Sound-wise?
Mm-hmm. I don't think that I wouldn't necessarily say that we, like the West Coast, we're all over the place now.
Yeah,
and that's, which is not a bad thing. Mm-hmm. Back in the day, you used to know, like, okay, Snoop, Dre, Dogg Pound, Ruff, all of them have a very distinctive sound. You could tell that was West Coast music. Yeah. Do you think that was more like the producer though? That was kind of, or you think that was just like their voices and the way they were rapping?
I think it was a combination
of both.
Of both, you know. And I think that's too, like, you know, it's not a shot to anybody, but a lot of people are going to the same people for production, like in LA, and it's all kind of sounding, you know.
But you don't sound like, I guess, traditional West Coast.
Yeah.
You don't, which is actually not a bad thing.
Yeah.
But do you want people to know, like, if somebody was to hear your sound from, let's say, Tennessee or some shit, do you want them to be like, okay, he's from LA?
No, I really don't. Because I feel like that's kind of what boxes you in. You know what I'm saying? Like, I watch people who scream LA, scream LA, scream LA. It's just like, I catch you 2 years later, you still screaming LA, you in LA. Like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'd rather, you feel me? I'd rather you unpack the package and then he's like, oh, and he's from LA? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's fire, you know? I'm trying to think about somebody else who I kind of patent that behind. Like artist-wise that's out here, like, you found out after. I'm like, we already knew Sir was from Inglewood, but, you know, he don't say that shit in every fucking song, you know what I'm saying? Like, you feel me? You love him for who he is.
Exactly.
Inglewood's the backdrop, you know what I'm saying?
But the whole, well, if we're talking about Sir, but they whole family dynamic from the two of, you know, from Steve Smoke and then the other.
And I just found that out not too long ago. I'm like, what the fuck?
That they were all related?
Yeah, like,
and they mom's a beast, like the whole family, like,
yeah, like
the whole family is so
that's
talented.
Some killer shit. That shit
that's
usually
killer
don't fucking happen.
Right?
Like,
that shit is killer.
Yeah, that's fire. Like,
some real Inglewood, like, natives, and the whole family is just beyond talented.
Steve Smoke be killing that shit.
Yeah, he does. And speaking Spanish too? Like, come on now.
Yeah, like that video, that's what really kind of made me like, damn, like the video with Issa Rae in it and shit.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, god damn. Bro.
He's amazing.
Yeah.
He's on a whole nother level.
For sure. So, yeah, but to answer your question, like, I'd rather you just find out after, you know. Enjoy the music, you feel me? Don't have your preconceived notion because of where I'm from. Listen to the music, and then once you hear, you're gonna hear a little, you know, little spices in there that let you know where I'm from, lingo and shit like that.
Yeah.
You feel me? But I don't want to just initially be like, yeah, I'm from here, and you should like me because I'm from here.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we do. We do.
Yeah.
You know, like, so right now, of course, we're living in a super, super crazy time.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know where to, like, 2020, like, you a real bitch. You a bitch.
Oh, God.
Like, this has been a hell of a year. It started, so you, obviously, top of the year started with Kobe. That was the first.
I still ain't over that. Like,
nobody's going to get over that. So, top of the year started with Kobe, and then to sprinkle, of course, a little bit into March, of course, this hits, which this is COVID-19.
We've never seen nothing like this before.
The Rona, whatever you want to call it. It's crazy. And it has affected everybody tremendously. You're talking about a lot of businesses will not be able to recoup Talking about a lot of people will not be able to recoup. A lot of people have lost their lives. A lot of people have gotten sick from it.
There's a lot of people not taking it serious too.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, I watched, for anybody that's not taking it serious, I advise you to watch this New York Times documentary. Like, I think New York was the hardest state that was hit by coronavirus. They took cameras inside them hospitals.
It was terrible.
I was already taking my precautions. But when I seen that, I'm like, okay, for sure, I'm like going outside. Like, you feel me? Only if I absolutely have to. Like, niggas is really incubated in fucking New York. Like, they didn't even have time to like properly even bury them. They just like throwing them in the fucking
absolutely, because they were just falling and passing away so fast at a high rate.
Yeah, like the shit became real for me.
And people weren't even weren't able to properly bury their family.
Yeah.
Could you imagine not being able to have a proper funeral for your mom or your dad or your brother, your sister, or whoever?
Man, that's something that happened. Like one of my closest friends, his sister died from a heart attack. Like, it wasn't related to COVID, but just that shit became real for me too, because it was like, I can't go to that funeral. Y'all can't even have a funeral. You know what I'm saying? Like, you couldn't see your sister, you know, in her last moments. You know, my girl, she had like a panic attack or whatever, and paramedics were saying like, oh, you know, she's only gonna be able to go by herself, but you know,
Can't go with
kids can't go with her, can't go with her. And I was just like, damn, we are in crazy times, you know what I'm saying? I can't even go, like, once I send you off, it's like, I don't even know.
It's a lot of women too that are having babies that can't even have their spouse.
Right.
Or can't even have, you know, somebody in the room with them. They have to deliver by themselves. Now that I can't imagine.
Right.
I can't imagine. But how has it personally affected you, like in a good way and a bad way?
Honestly, I mean, it hasn't, that sounds so fucking to say, but it hasn't affected me in a bad way. Like, you know, anything, it's just brought me like, it's just made me like more zero in on my family and like spending time with them. Because it for sure slowed everything down in the music industry as far as like, you know, events and shit like that. Because before that shit hit, like I was on the move, I was at everything. So this has just brought more time with my family, spending time with them and being able to create like music and dabble into different things. You know, I'm helping her with her boutique and shit like that.
Yeah,
so it's like, it's just, it really hasn't been no negatives for me, honestly. Like, it just gave me more time to even work on my album. Like,
so really lock in and work on it.
Yeah, so.
No distractions.
No distractions.
Nothing's open.
Right. Like,
can't do nothing, can't go nowhere.
So, it's, you know, besides, I'm really like the type to not even, I don't like fucking people like that. Like, I just like.
Keep your distance anyway.
Keep my distance anyway, so it's not been no negatives for me, honestly. I've just been in the crib creating and coming up with dope shit.
It's not a bad thing either. You know, I feel the same way. It hasn't affected me personally in a bad way, like yourself. It's just made me kind of like, okay, so now that you have this downtime, what are you going to do to utilize this downtime? Like, what you have to come out of this with more. Now that we getting all these, y'all got stimulus money, y'all blowing that stimulus. I done put my little shit away. I tuck my little stuff in the corner. Any little money y'all want to give me, I'm tucking it.
I blew my shit. I blew my shit on the camera. You feel me?
But you're buying something that's going to go towards your brand. We not out here. I mean, you can do whatever you want to do with your money, but don't blow all the shit away at the mall. Don't be on Amazon buying stupid stuff. If it's going to help you, you know, grow your business or your brand or whatever. I
got an eye for this shit. I can shoot videos too.
Okay. We'll talk about that too.
Yeah.
And then so COVID, of course, now we're in the midst of a whole racial injustice, Black Lives Matter, which really, of course, affects us, you and I. It affects everybody, but I mean, we're Black. Let's just be all the way transparent. How has that, now, of course, you're a Black man. How has that affected you personally?
It's just crazy to see. Like, I think I asked like my grandma, she's old, so she kind of lived in all of those times, and I was like, have you ever seen it like a time like this where like all the companies and like corporations are like jumping? I honestly just feel like it's a bandwagon thing. I don't know if it's real or not. Like, it just feels like somebody was in office like, oh shit, are we doing Black this year? All right, fuck, we'll do Black this year. You know what I'm saying? Black Lives Matter. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But is that actually going to change some shit? You feel me? Like, so I'm just indifferent about it, you know. I'm just really like, it's crazy to see like so much shit changing and sweeping like all the cities that's like in uproar over it. But like, you know, I just hope that something actually comes from it, like some actual change. You know, like honestly, shit. Before we take this, I just got pulled over. Like, can't make this shit up. And I'm like, I know they had no reason to do it. Like, but I've been dealing with that shit, especially growing up on the east side of South Central. You kind of adapt to that shit and you think it's normal, but it's really not. You know what I'm saying? You being 11 years old, 12 years old, you know, grandma sending you to the store, you know what I'm saying? And they jacking you up, putting you up against the wall. You feel me? Like running your shit, you know, running your name and asking you, oh, you must be from here because you live over here. You know what I'm saying? Trying to put you in gang foul. Like, I've been dealing with that shit since a young dude. So, honestly, seeing that the shit hasn't changed, it just makes you like, what can we do? Like, honestly, this sounds fucked up, but like, what can we do to get even? You know what I'm saying? Like, black people, let's go get armed. You feel me? Like, if you can own a gun, like, legally, you know what I'm saying? You need to do that, you know? Because I'd rather...
It's taking us to that point.
Yeah, I'd rather have a gun case, you feel me, and do some time, and rather than, you know, my people spending all that on a funeral because, you feel me, that's just how shit is. That's how shit's going, you feel me? So, I don't know, like, that shit just get me, like, feeling even coming down, like,
Yeah, I agree. And this is really going to sound crazy, but is it going to take us to kill a police officer or a black man to kill a police officer? Like, is that what it's going to take? You know what I mean? Like, does it have to get that bad in order for us to really see a huge difference? Maybe, and if that's the case, probably even not. You know what I mean?
Right.
All they gonna do is just, of course, kill him back, and that'll be the end of that.
Kill a gang of people, you feel me? See what happened in that tournament. And, you know, we can get deep, you know what I'm saying? It's like, we don't have the answers, but it's like, what we asking for is not that much.
Absolutely.
Nigga, just treat us right. The fuck? Like, that's crazy that we've been asking for all these fucking years.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what the fuck did black people do to motherfuckers?
Be
like,
black. Just be black.
Niggas be pressed because of melanin.
I'm sorry my complexion bothers you.
Yeah, like,
yeah. That's all that it is. It's just simply a skin color.
That's, you know what I'm saying? That says more about them to us,
yeah,
for sure.
But me personally, I see no color. I wasn't raised to hate any other, you know, nationality of people, any other race of people. I see no color. I grew up around. Some of my best friends growing up were white. Some of my best friends growing up were Asian. I grew up in the suburbs. I lived in San Bernardino and Rialto, Walnut, West Covina, all those areas when I was growing up.
Yeah.
I moved around a lot, and that was predominantly Asians and whites. I grew up to see color, so even when I see a brown or I see a white, I smile and I say, hi. I'm not gonna dislike you until you personally do something that's gonna affect me.
We kind of have like the similar, like, you know.
You know what I mean? I don't dislike you until you step into my realm and you disrespect me or you cross that line with me.
Yeah.
And that's when we have an issue. But I see no color, and I wish that we could equally spread that thought process.
I wish more people had those experiences like you had, you know what I'm saying, where you were able to interact with those, you know, different races growing up. Because I had the similar, you know, I was getting in trouble. I had to spend some time, like, you know, at my uncle's house. And he kept foster kids in Bondale. And it was all races.
Yeah.
And you learn that those are your brothers, regardless.
Exactly.
So, yeah, I'm just like you. I don't really see, like, I believe mama's Hispanic. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah. I don't really see color for sure.
Absolutely. So the good thing is that you're still able to stay creative during this and everything. You've been making music. Mm-hmm. So what? You said you were dropping a project.
Yeah, I'm like 98% done.
So we're about to get something in the next couple weeks then. And you just dropped. I feel like you just dropped.
I really didn't know. It just seemed like that because I just always got some shit. Like, you know,
so I feel like you say what I will say. You always stay very consistent with content, with your music, with something. You're always giving us something.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think I did like a couple features, so I'm like always in the conversation. But I dropped my last project in December. No, December. Yeah. So it's been some months. But I don't have a release date yet.
Okay.
But I am gonna drop a record on the 23rd. It's called Brown. It actually touches on, you know, the Black Lives Matter and things of that nature.
Do you have a title for the album?
Yes, I'm the first one to tell you. It's called On Everything I Love.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Everything I love. And that's a popular, like...
It's some LA lingo.
It's some LA lingo, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Everything I love. That's like
Yeah.
super popular.
Bringing that shit home, you feel me?
Features, anything that we can
I ain't gonna lie,
anticipate?
I kept it, it's all me. No features, you feel me? I mean, I got little people tucked here and there. Like T-Fly did some backgrounds for me.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you feel
Oh,
me?
yeah. Shout out to T-Fly.
Shout out to T-Fly.
That's
He
a good
actually,
deal.
yeah, he's dope, man. He did some actual, like, this is production on the record, too.
I was just getting ready to ask you, like, vocals, because you can't, I know you can't sing like that.
Nah,
you can hold a note, though.
Not for real. I can't sing for real, but
But you can hold a little note.
Yeah, I get down a little
so
bit.
T-Fly's one of your vocals.
Yeah, T-Fly on there. Imani, you guys probably not familiar with Imani, but you will be after the album drop. But that's literally like the soul.
Put us on to some LA natives. We need that, yeah.
Exactly. So that's only the sole feature I have on there is Imani.
Okay.
But, it's
We
been a
have
lot
no
of
date yet.
No, but very, very, very soon. This year for sure.
And then the visuals are gonna be following that, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, for
everything's done. You know,
your content is amazing.
you
I
know,
will
I
do
don't
that.
fuck around.
Every time you drop content, I do look forward to it. You got a very strong supporter out of me. I love your shows.
Appreciate it.
Anytime I can go to an Airplane James show, I'm there.
I miss performing.
I need you to do something. You probably gotta do some shit in the middle of the street for us. You probably need to get on the block. You need to do something. Get creative. I'm serious.
You just
like,
probably lit the little fire right
go
there.
to a park. Do something. Get creative, because we need that energy right now.
Yeah.
Especially from you.
I got you.
I'm looking forward to watching you grow. I was gonna support. I still need my shirt that I was promised like 6 months ago.
You know what? I'm gonna shoot that to you for sure.
Please.
Like before I get up out of here, I'm gonna shoot it to you. What size you need?
Whatever you got.
I got you.
I'm a medium.
Don't
Preferably
let
a
me
medium.
forget. I be having a million things going on.
I know. Preferably a medium, but I'll take whatever you got.
All right.
Are they in the trunk?
No, they're not in my trunk.
Okay.
They in the homie trunk.
Okay.
That nigga in Anaheim. I'm finna go. That's where I'm finna go after this. Actually.
Okay.
So I'll have the shirt.
Okay.
But
Well, I appreciate you. I know you don't live that close anymore, but I appreciate you sitting down talking to me. It's always good to catch up with you, of course.
Yeah, for sure.
And just let the people know where they can stay in contact with you, your social.
So I'm on Twitter and Instagram only. Snapchat is for feds. You have that. So look, Twitter, Airplane354. I ain't finna spell that for y'all. I know how to spell airplane. Hopefully. Instagram, Airplane James 354. That's where y'all can find me at. Twitter, Instagram. That's where I can get.
So, thank you so much again. Appreciate you.
I appreciate you for having me.
And we out.
Everything you do impress me. Take it to the room, sex me.